Was there a legacy, Cameron?
Yes.
Does Aunt Helga exist, Cameron?
Yes. Well, not anymore, Judge.
Well, you see, here's the thing. The next problem is this, sir. Until you found out about Sarah, you wouldn't have had any concern. You would have just assumed that the money was going to come to you. What need for a lawyer would you have had? You wouldn't have needed to contest anything. Does that make sense to you, sir?
Yes.
So if that's right, the timing of that telephone call from Auntie Sarah, I'm not going to do a German accent. It'd be very offensive. I'm going to do something which really strikes me as how Auntie Sarah in my mind sounds. Hello, love. It's bad news. You know that Auntie Helga? What with her millions and what? Turns out I'm a first cousin once removed. Sorry, love, I'm off on a cruise. Point is this, sir. You can't have known you needed a lawyer at all, or needed to borrow any money, until you were alerted that there was somebody that was in the way of your will, the call from the auntie. So when the call came, that's very important. You said it was 2 weeks after you borrowed money from him. You wouldn't have needed money for a lawyer, sir, or anything else, because the money was to come. So why would you have borrowed money before you knew that there was even a problem?
Because at this point, I thought that I needed earlier to sort this out.
That doesn't make sense. Now, I think we've seen enough here. Let me just carry on. What happened to his father's £5,000 legacy, sir? What did you do with it? And here's the thing. You listen to me. Don't you dare insult me by telling me more lies.
Well, because I was in financial trouble, and we had an agreement that I can pay Wayne by April. I just covered all the problems that I had with this money.
When you were assisted in preparing this case along with my clerks, you informed them very clearly that you had spent money on lawyers.
What I meant was that after Auntie Sarah called, I didn't do anything with it. And I didn't have any legal advice.
Now, April came and April went. Did you receive your money?
No.
You chose in April to draft a new document.
Yeah. Loan agreement, yeah.
Why did you do that?
I gave him the opportunity to pay the money monthly because he obviously he hadn't got the money, obviously, the inheritance wouldn't come for it, was a pack of lawyers.
That's a lie.
So I gave him the opportunity to pay £300 a month. Which...
That's a lie, Wayne.
How is it a lie?
Because I suggested that.
Now, although this was drafted in April, it wasn't signed until May.
No, because I couldn't find him, that's why, until May. I went on holiday to Calamanora, Mallorca last year, and when I came back to the property, he'd done a midnight flit.
Now, you say he did a midnight flit and disappeared, but he must have given you sufficient information about where he was, because you caught up with him, having drafted this document, and got him to sign it.
Yeah.
Well, how did you do that?
I got him to come over from Birmingham.
Right, it's not very difficult. It's not true to say he disappeared into the ether.
Well, OK then, fair enough. I'll give him that one, yeah.
I need to know when the big alarm bells start ringing in your head, and it appears to be on or around this time. You start hearing from people. What did you hear, sir?
When I was at the property, the letters were coming through for payday loans and that for him as well.
How would you know that there are payday loan letters coming to Cameron if the letters are addressed to Cameron?
Well, yeah, but obviously I...
Well, yeah, what?
I opened the letters.
You opened his mail?
Yeah, I did, yeah, George, yeah.
Sir, whatever the situation, that is entirely unacceptable.
OK, well, yeah, I accept that.
Let me be clear.
I accept that.
And in some instances, regardless of the purpose of why you're doing it, it could also be illegal.
Yeah, I accept that.
Now, I want to be fair to you. You did show a little bit of willing, because there was a payment. When did you receive £300, sir?
Thursday the 24th of May, 2018.
How many other £300 did you receive?
None.
Not one?
Not one.
Well, let's find out why.
When started sending me threatening messages, really bad ones. The only thing is why I stopped doing the payment after these messages, I messaged Wayne numerous times that I don't want to respond to threats and I'm more than happy to carry on with the agreement, but he needs to stop doing this because I was, to be honest, I was scared of my well-being.
Why didn't you pay the money then?
That's not an answer. How dare you?
Sorry, Judge.
You're not helping yourself.
Sorry.
In fact, what you did was absolutely unacceptable. You were scared for your life.
I was, Judge.
You also say, as I understand it, that you had some interaction with the authorities, especially the police.
Police said either the detective can speak to Wayne or they can arrest Wayne.
Do you accept that you sent threatening messages?
I do, yeah.
I've got people looking for you. Be careful who's behind you. It's a threat. You're not to be trusted. You're a thief and a liar and will get what's coming to you. What's coming to him?
Well, I've just given him the nudge to, obviously, you know, make him a decent person to actually pay the money back when I borrowed him. You know,
Wayne,
yeah, listen to me. Listen.
You said that you've got a friend from prison who's going to come
I was
for me.
winding you up. That's why I was trying to scare you.
How could I know?
Yeah.
You were sending.
Well, at the end of the day,
you were
listen.
sending pictures of my property. Do you know
spent
where
my
you live?
money. You spent my money on your debts, right? Why didn't you pay me back?
Stand by your desk. Do not approach him. You've just admitted in this court that you held out that you had a friend in prison that would come after Cameron.
I was just joking, Judge. I was winding him up to scare him.
Talking.
I was just trying to nudge him in the right area to pay the money back, to be a decent person.
This is littered with threats.
Yeah, I know it is, yeah.
Read that statement to the body. Can you point? I will catch up. Can you see? I will catch up.
Yeah, I can see.
Read it to me.
Yeah.
Read it.
I will catch up with you.
And
I'll be waiting for you.
it's an expletive. I will kick the something out of you.
OK.
That's as a threat.
Yeah, it is a threat, but did I carry any of the threats out? No.
Why do you believe you're entitled to use violence? Huh?
I was wrong in doing it. I was unacceptable. OK, Judge.
Cameron, you tell me that the reason you stopped making repayments was because of these threats, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Look at the date of these messages. What's the date?
The 9th of May.
You sent your first payment of £300 on the 24th of May.
Yes. I came to the agreement because I thought that if we're going to sign the agreement and after first payment, everything's going to stop.
Why did you stop the direct debit, the standing order? Why did you cancel it?
That's why I said, Wayne.
Wayne, did you continue to threaten him, yes or no?
No.
Yes, you did, Wayne.
I presume that you would like to make a counterclaim against Wayne. And your counterclaim might be for a value for me to determine for the threats that you received. Would you like to make that counterclaim?
Yes.
I shall consider it. Wayne, you lent Cameron a sum of money, which included an interest amount. The total was £7,000, which ordinarily you would be suing him for, but you've consented to restrict your application to £5,000. I want to be clear, as a matter of law, you have a written agreement between you. Even if you hadn't drafted the loan agreement, which you subsequently did, I would have had no difficulty whatsoever in coming to the conclusion that you had an enforceable debt against Cameron. I should add, even if you hadn't had a written agreement, I also would have found in your favour, because I am perfectly satisfied that Cameron lied to you. And on balance, all of the representations he made to you seemed to me to be a fraud. Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.